Hi kindergartners! Today I am going to show you how we are going to add color to our snowman project. We are going to use watercolor paints, scrap pieces of white paper, scissors, and possibly a black crayon or a black oil pastel. So I will do that demonstration in just a second. Okay, so we are going to use a variety of supplies for the coloring part of this project. You're going to use marker. Now this is if you have all of these supplies at your house, but you're going to use marker. You're going to use watercolor paints, and you're going to use scrap paper. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is Sharpie your snowman, which I know a lot of you did last time. And you're also going to Sharpie all of the other pencil lines. The only thing that I told you to leave just pencil are these lines inside my carrot nose. Now, I'm not going to take all of your time doing the Sharpieing, so all I'm going to do is a couple more lines just so that you can see better what this will look like when you start coloring. Okay, so once you're done with the Sharpieing part, you're going to want to grab an eraser and erase where the pencil lines are still showing. The only exception again is the lines inside the carrot nose. You don't want to erase those. So it starts to look like this. But again, you have everything Sharpied. So I am going to use my markers to color in spaces like my coal pieces that are for my eye, or I mean my mouth. I can use marker to color in the mittens. So I don't want you to color your mittens a solid color if you have a design in it. We put that design in it because it really looks cool when we start putting a pattern in, rather than if I were just to color the whole mitten red. So if you did a checkerboard like I did, you're going to do a pattern. So it'll be red, white, red. Now you choose what color you want to use though. And then here I have red, white, red, white, red. You just don't want a color to touch itself. So here I would do white, red, like that. And then I would take my second color and fill the other spaces. Now I try to use, when I'm markering, I try to use the lighter color first. If I use the dark color and then I accidentally get my light marker into the dark and pull it back into my light space, it's going to make my lighter color look dirty. So I would get some of that blue into my red accidentally, and it makes the red look kind of a blackish gray color that we just don't want on this part of our project. So that's why I use the lighter color first. So it would look something like this. Now again, you're going to pick your own colors. So I would marker my mittens, I would marker my mouth, you could marker your carrot nose. One thing that you could do on your carrot nose to make it look a little more like a carrot is leave those lines that we drew, color your carrot orange like a carrot is, and then you can take a red and go in and go over those lines, and it just makes it look like the lines that are in carrots. those dip down in so they look a tiny bit darker. Okay, in the background, which would be your sky, you are going to use watercolor paints, and you can make it like a blue color, you can make it a purplish color, you can make it a, well, you can kind of do what you want in the sky. You just want it to be a sky type of color. So I chose like a purplish blue. You'll paint your whole entire sky that color, which means all the way around the snowman, all the way down to the bottom of the paper, so that the only white that is left on your snowman, or on your paper I should say, is your snowman's head, okay? Now again, I'm not going to do that whole thing because it would take the whole class time, but I just want to remind you that you should paint it all, okay? And really take your time. Try to keep it out of the marker because it will kind of turn your marker to watercolors as well. Okay, now the last thing that you're going to do is take a piece of scrap paper, and I thought I had scrap paper right here next to me, but I'm not seeing it now. So I'm gonna use this paper towel that's sitting next to me. Could you grab me a pair of scissors, please? And I am going to cut little pieces. And again, you probably don't want to use paper towel, it's just that that's what I have right here right now. Computer or printer paper would work just fine. But I'm going to cut little strips like that. And then I can cut them into smaller pieces like this. And once my paint is dry, I can glue them down like this and make little snowflakes out of paper if you have glue. If you don't have glue, you would probably skip this part. Mine's sticking up really high because it's paper towel, but if you use a thin piece of paper, it will work much better. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know.